Good morning, everyone. I am excited to be here. So thank you for having me. Yeah, we're going to talk about heart health today, and I'm going to share some things with you that you can do at home for your own heart health and how you can stay in shape a little bit at the same time, right? So I wanted to start sharing a little slideshow with you this morning. Super excited to see everyone here. I'm always so excited and happy for you and with you. Good morning, namaste to all my angel friends. It's wonderful. I love it. I have a little slideshow for you prepared. So I'm going to go through that and then really actually show you some things that we can do at home, quick and easy, to get our heart rate up. That's what we want. We want to keep our heart healthy. We want to keep that oxygen flow going. And that's what I'm looking at here to share with you. So here is a little slideshow that I prepared for you that has, are we going from the beginning? Here we go. Yes, you can see it. Thumbs up. Yes, I think it's coming. It takes a second here that I have prepared for you. Why is it not downloading? Can you see it or not?
Not on yet.
Not on yet.
It says the end of this slideshow, click to exit. So maybe if you restart.
I'm going to do it again and see if that works.
Hold on.
And click out of it and come back in.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. And then hit from the beginning. No.
It's still showing end of slideshow for some reason. I don't know. Ash, do you know how to get it?
It looks like it's towards the end of the presentation.
But I'm hitting from the beginning. So that's what I'm just going to do. I'm going to do it like this.
Yeah.
Go for a presentation today. Yeah, that will work. I'll try one more time.
Maybe if you try clicking from current slide.
It never does.
Top left. Current slide. Next one, yeah. Yeah, it's still showing end of slideshow for some reason. Okay, we could try it the other way.
No clue, we just did it. So I'll just do it again and share the screen with you the old-fashioned way. We're just gonna go through the slides quickly because it's just more an explanation that comes with it than anything else. So we want to stay healthy. We want to have a healthy heart. It's very important that we have a healthy heart. And I'm going to just give my vision on that a little bit. What is heart? What is a healthy heart? What is heart health? Blah, blah, right? I don't trip over the words. The heart is the hardest working muscle in the body and very essential to your heart, of course, to your health, of course. It pumps blood that delivers oxygen and nutrients to your entire body. The heart beats around 100,000 times and pumps about 2,000 gallons of blood every single day. And that is just crazy, right? These numbers, you just don't even think about that you're just going that fast, that your blood is rushing that fast through your body. And like any other muscle, we need exercise to keep it healthy and to keep it in shape. And so regular physical activity can boost your heart health and can boost your overall health and kind of eliminate or not eliminate, diminish the risk, reduce the risk of heart disease, right? That's what we really want to kind of exercise more to stay in shape that way. Some of the takeaways when you exercise is that aerobic, strength training, and flexibility exercises, all three, can boost your heart health and reduce the risk of disease. Regular workouts may also reverse cardiovascular damage, so heart health damage, that's what it means, right? And general guidelines recommend about 30 minutes of moderate exercise 5 days a week. And we can improve that by making it an hour 5 days a week. So we want to start at least doing something for 30 minutes every day. That is the basic requirements for an exercise health routine for heart health. So that is really important. And how does exercise affect our heart? It will strengthen the muscle, right? Just like every other muscle, we have to strengthen our heart muscle and, just kind of keep it in shape. That way, exercise the heart. It can lower your risk of heart disease, like we said, heart attacks and cardiovascular related death. And we have also proven that a healthy heart can kind of reverse damage. that we have from an inactive lifestyle. So for that reason, we really want to kind of find any way how we can get moving, even if we have to sit for a while. There's different things that we can do. We can still move our arms over our head, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And just kind of keep that heart pumping. A fitness routine and exercise can lower your blood pressure overall. It can increase the levels of good cholesterol. So that's really important, and help you maintain a healthy weight and improve blood flow and circulation. Those are just the basics, right? We all know that. And we just realize that every day, if we are just taking a little walk, or even if you, walk, even if you let the dog out, I always say, don't let the dog out when it's about exercise, because the real exercise is that you are just kind of moving at a moderate rate. And if you're with a dog, then you might have to stop everywhere. That is not the idea of keeping that 30 minutes going, right? So if you have a good dog, do it together. What kind of exercise is best for your heart? So there's all exercise that we call aerobic. And that is aerobic just means that we get that blood flow and oxygen flow constantly going. So that's aerobic exercise, what we call cardio sometimes. We have to step up and step down like we did in the days, include activities like swimming and dancing. Swimming is very, very, very healthy for everyone, right? And also because swimming is very therapeutic, and it's a great rehab tool because we are just lightweight in the pool and we have that wonderful water resistance. So it works really, really well. I did some programs in the past that were great. I always loved it so much to do chi in the pool, chi in the water. And we called it aqua chi. And you really have slow exercise and you kind of push that energy, push that water. It's really a good resistance and it's really healthy for everyone. And you feel that you're still training your heart, your muscle, because that way, because you feel the resistance, and the minute you get out of breath a little bit, then you start increasing that heart rate. Strength training is always good, so we use tools for that. I have a couple of tools for you today. You've probably seen me with them before, but I love it so much for your home workouts because that is really just increasing your endurance and your strength as well. And we can work on flexibility and on balance at the same time. Flexibility exercises really help joint mobility, which is critical for that strength training. So we kind of have to offset one thing or balance one thing with the other. If we're always doing strength training, I have so many people that are trained over the years, going back to the days, for instance, in the gym. I remember that people just, came up to me and were real muscle and strong, and I was a trainer, and they were not into stretching at all. I will do that later, but that will definitely catch up with you if that is the case of your thought process. If you're still thinking we'll do that later, because that will catch up with you the minute you cross that fun, let's say 49 and a half, right? Because then you really start feeling the impact of the fact that you didn't stretch out. So we have to stretch out and keep that flexibility. So exercises to improve your heart health are brisk walking. I just talked about that, right? Just a little bit of a step in there, just about 100 steps a minute, 2.7 miles an hour is really kind of the tempo that we require to keep the heart healthy, and to do that 30 minutes a day. And if you do that, then you feel that's kind of like sweat breaking out a little bit, you start feeling a little flush, yay, good. That's when you feel the cardiovascular impact of that. And the running, of course, is really good, but for most of us, that is not an option anymore, including me, when you have damaged knees and all that fun stuff, arthritis, hips, and all that crazy. But some of you might, and if you're having, the ability to run a little bit or even to sprint a little bit, do so. Of course, that's the best cardiovascular exercise. Not always healthy for your body, because we have to think about that impact on our knees, hips, and lower back. So that's why not everybody can run all the time. Cycling is a great, great alternative for running. So if you have a stationary bike, or you can go to the gym, or you live somewhere outside, and you are wonderfully able to go on a bike and take a wonderful bike ride, please do so, because that is so healthy to be out in nature and to ride a bike. I got one of those thingy dingies in my throat. excuse me, thingy dingies. And then we have strength training, always good, kind of get our heart pumping, kind of feel our body. Yoga, like I said, the quality of the stretching is very important that we can keep that going, because it's very important to have the wonderful feeling of the fact that we can still tie our own shoes or put them on that way and bend over all the way to the floor. And we have to keep our joints healthy. High intensity interval training is not for everybody, but that's when we release the anaerobic. Those are anaerobic exercises. We are going into a depository of oxygen that is the other thing next to aerobic. So high intensity interval training is when we really have a boost or an explosion. We'll jump up really high and then we'll kind of hold it when we come down again. So it's really explosive, and we'll go into a different form of aerobic exercise there. Your resting heart rate, the number of times your heart beats per minute when you're at rest. Now, I hope everyone does that. I hope all of you do that. Check your resting heart rate in the morning when you get up. It's not necessary, or sometimes people say that it's definitely the best time of the day, early in the morning, before you've done anything, to get your resting heart rate, right? So most of us will say we have to do that before we get going so that we can really establish what our resting heart rate is. But I talked to a doctor, for instance, Tuesday, just 2 days ago, who said, just check it at all times of the day, because there are so many different things that can influence our resting heart rate. So if we're going somewhere that we're excited about or nervous about, or if we're doing something that has been a little bit intense, or if we got up and down for a couple of times, we go places, our resting heart rate will still be at different levels. So if we check it 2 or 3 times a day, then at the end of the week, out of all those numbers, you should have an average. And that would be your resting heart rate. It is linked with lower physical fitness and higher blood pressure and body weight if you have a too high resting heart rate, right? So we will go into that in a minute. Then if you are going to exercise, you want to sometimes go towards your target heart rate. And the target heart rate for everyone is the number 220 minus your age. So that for me, that would be a little bit between 80 and 136, right? Because I am between 60 and 65 years old. So 220 between or without subtract my age, and then you get your target heart rate zone. That zone is if you are doing intensive exercise, that zone is your target heart rate. You want to work out because you know that that is the number that your heart can handle. That's your target heart rate. You want to speed up towards that target heart rate. The average, the max, when you're coming to your max, you have to stay below that because you don't want to overdo it and go way over your maximum heart rate. Right, so the maximum heart rate, did I say that right or did I say the other? Maximum heart rate, 220 minus your age. Stay underneath that, but increase your exercise level all the way up into that target heart rate zone. There we go. And then I have some exercises for you that I'm going to do today, just to explain it, go over it. So cardio fun. Cardio fun can be found everywhere. Cardio fun is when you put the music on and you are at home and you're starting to dance. The minute you start to do those variety of dance steps, overhead combinations, and you do all that crazy, you do that intensely for 10 or 20 or 30 minutes, you are getting your heart rate up, definitely. Even if I get all excited, I get my heart rate up. And if you can step in place or dance in place, what I do in this basic exercise routines that I teach in my classes that are about cardio fun, and I call it cardio fun because I love it. You just have to put on one of those wonderful, just fun songs that you love so much, and you can step in place, do a shoulder roll with it, and just make it a little move with your arms and then do the arms over your head while you're walking. So all that will immediately increase your heart rate, and that is fun. So whatever you can make up at home while you're dancing, that is what you want to do. That is really an awesome thing. So put on the music and start going crazy. Nobody is watching, right? But oh well, we want everybody to watch, because why not release all that wonderful energy and fun while you're getting so happy and just kind of like going crazy? Don't lose that, right? Don't lose your wild self, I always say, when it comes to dancing and moving. Um, Arm combinations, play with tempo, keep walking, do little mambo steps, or remember the days that you were an amazing dancer. Or maybe you still are. Maybe you still are. Dancing is the best and the most healthy thing that we can do, right, for ourselves. So just put on the music and go a little silly with that. And then we'll just do a few things that are about strength training that you can do everywhere. I want to do and show you a variety of different squats and open squats and plie squats, alternate knee lifts, fallouts, all that stuff to the side. And then also what we can do this morning is doing a little arms and weights. So I'm going to show you also the exercises. And this is all my takeout package. This is all what you can do at home. That's what we want to, we're so adamant about finding things that we can do at home that will give you that strength and that will give you that mobility without having to go somewhere, because we're not always able to do that every day. So if you are able to do some weight lifts, and if you have some weights at home, or grab some water bottles that you can work with, or some two big packs of then that will always help. So you can exercise with different weight, and you can find stuff at home, even if you don't have at the moment, you don't have some weights. I'm sure you have 2 cans of beans. So just start with that. There's anything that you can find to add a little extra to put some weight in your hands, right? Bicep curls and extensions, all these things. I have so many videos on that, and you can find different exercises, because I love to find exercises that are simple, that are effective, and still give us the same results as all those people that just got back from the gym. We don't even need that. So for that matter, we can do all kind of things that will keep you entertained at home. And then of course we have a lot of flexibility and stretch. We have the chair, we can do things standing, we can do things on the floor seated, or even lying down on the floor. If you have time to get to the floor and get back up, don't do it right now, but I will explain what you can do when you are laying down. So here is my slideshow for today. I'm going to stop that right now and show you a few fun things that we can do together. I love it. Thank you for being here. Such a wonderful crowd. So I'm going to just go a little bit down with my camera, and also I will answer questions or things with you later, of course, and we have time afterwards to do things together. So what I do have to start with is I have to have a chair to start with. We're going to start a little bit of cardio. I'll show you some of those fun dance moves that you can do everywhere, and do a little bit of cardio, right? So if I do it, I start right here. I'm always just kind of like marching about, doing these kind of things, stepping open and a little lighter. And I want to have this kind of music fun on at home so that I can sing along and really move my whole body into it. Step in and out, right? Step in and out, make it bigger, all that good stuff. And then I can stay here in a wider open position and start swinging my arms from right to left. So that is a really good aerobic exercise that gets my heart rate going. I might be able to talk here in a little bit if I keep going. Now I'm going to do all kind of crazy things with my arms, all the way up, all the way forward, all the way crossover, in and out, with the big feet here, and up and down, and down and up, right? And swing them all the way down and kick them out, or just kind of punch somebody, right? It's always good to punch somebody, always feels good. We have somebody in mind. right, this morning, that we want to kind of like, so this way you can just have a little fun with it, step out and in and do this thing at home. So that feels really, really, really good. And I can pull my knees up right here, all the way in front of me. And the minute I lift my arms over my head, I get that cardiovascular heart rate up. Now, the minute I go over my head, I really increase even more so my heart rate. So all this is very important to do when we are to start to move, right? So we want to take our arms over our head. It's very fun. You can walk, you can run, you can swim, you can get on the bicycle, or you can just do all this fun stuff at home. So I hope that you have time to do that with me at home. Talking about for cardiovascular, the first block, there we have the leg strength, and I have some tools for that. If you have one of these Dynabands at home, you can really work out with that. What I do with these Dynabands is that in the first place, you can get shorter ones, but for leg strength, you can also get the long ones, and I'm gonna wrap them around my legs. I'm gonna wrap them around my legs. So if I have this around my leg, we wrap it around, I'm gonna make a little tight. I'm sorry, I'm sniffing and snorting. That's the weather. I want to make it a little tighter. And I can use this exercise to do with my legs. Now, this is really good for leg strength. So if I would be standing, I'm stepping out. Now, I'm really using the muscles on my outer thighs, inner thighs, glutes, everything here. Really stepping out and then bring it back. Step out and bring it back. Step out and bring it back. This is really good for leg strength and for that lateral that I always talk about, that lateral support system, right? The outer thigh. So both sides, of course, you can do several of them in this time that you have, really feeling the legs stepping out and strengthening the legs this way. So that's a good one for strengthening the legs. I always give you different things to do. Another thing that is different that you can do anytime anywhere, and is when you have the chair, is that you use the chair to hold on to and just do all kind of little squat exercises. Remember, really important that we have our knees going forward over our toes. When we hold on, it's good for our balance, but how many times do I talk about the perfect balance with a cup of coffee still on your head? Correct? So really feeling that in my upper legs. Now I'm going to keep them bent and I'm going to do heel lifts. But I want to keep my knees bent at all times. So I can do a lot of exercises from here. I want to do my heel lifts. And I want to permanently hold the heel lift and work those upper legs there. Work the quads, right? So I really work the quadricep, sartorius muscles, outer hip, lateral support system, really important, right there. So those are the good exercises that you can do if you're holding on to the chair. If you're sitting down, from a sitting down position, what you can do is come sit straight up, scoot a little bit forward to the floor, lift one leg up, same thing here for leg strength, and just hold the leg up in the air for a little bit, as long as you can. And then put it back down. And do the other one. You're feeling the strength increase of the upper leg while you're having to sit straight up. Now, how many times do we talk about sitting straight up? Very important. So most of the time, we try to get a little bit forwards into the chair, kind of scooting up so that my leg is free and off the chair, right? I cannot do it if I sit all the way back. So I have to sit forwards to get the leg free. And if my leg is free now, then I can do different exercises for strength with it. So here I go into the leg extension while I'm sitting down. So I can really feel that. And I want to do both sides a few times. Also, a really good thing to do at home, and I do it a lot when I work with clients one-on-one, is to determine some strength of your legs by just simply sitting down and standing back up a few times. Now we want to do that without hands. So we want to come back into the chair and we want to go back up. Now, a very important thing is when we are going to stand up, is that we are leaning forward towards it. So this is so important because if I work with people on strength and balance, we have to really understand that if you're going to sit down, if you want to get up out of the chair, you have to go towards it. This is what I mean with that. I'm sitting in my chair and I want to get up out of the chair as easy as possible. I want to lean my entire spine forwards towards the direction that I'm going. And now I want to imagine that I got this little pulley on my top of my head again, the top of my head again. And this little pulley is going to pull me all the way up towards the sky. And because I'm bringing my body towards it, it is a lot easier to get up from that position in the chair. So when you get up, lean into the long extended spine and then go to it. So pull yourself up light forward. It's very important. So some leg exercises that we can do for balance as well and for strength, of course, is anything that we do on one leg. So even if you're holding onto the kitchen counter and you're making some really small little plies, you're still working the quadricep of the upper leg. So it's really, really important to keep the upper leg strong in order to protect the knees. Some of the things that we can do for our arms and arm strength are also fun. If you have these bands, they work great for arm strength. So I can just move